Namers, welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name. So let me get an amen. Now, how about a hallelujah, people? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get going. Time for liftoff.
9, 8,
Come on.
7,
6,
6,
5.
5.
Come on, buddy.
4,
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Here we go.
0. Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes.
We've got this, folks. We've got it. Here we go.
Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat.
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name.
Let's go. All right, amigos. Welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. Time for the last show of 2024. I can't believe it, folks. We survived another year together. That's right, folks. I don't know if I could have done it without you. So thank you for being here day after day, learning, laughing, playing, and sharing with me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I thank you. And I thank you on behalf of all of us at Vaughn Radio. Also, a nice round of applause for our Question of the Week participants, Anix, Chris Valrol, Elena, Laura, Marisol, and Mario. Thanks to all of you. We'll be hearing from you later on in the show when we take a look at New Year's resolutions. Esos propósitos, you call them. New Year's resolutions. We're going to hear from those students I just mentioned. And we've got a lot of other stuff to cover. We've got spelling bees, name that movie, name that lyric, famous birthdays, double trouble, and so much more. But have I told you about that? About what? The Masters.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el Máster de Inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el Máster de Inglés Profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, amigos. It's our master's program. You've got evening masters, you've got weekend masters, or if you're unemployed, this is the perfect time to do the full-time master's program here at Vaughn. Either way, you can get more information at grupovaughn.com or by simply following us on social media. You'll be able to get all the information on upcoming deals. You've also got links to buy Richard Vaughn's new autobiography and so many other amazing materials we've got. So check it out. if you're thinking about picking up a material, you're thinking about signing up for a course, take advantage of these special deals now because they won't last forever. In fact, a lot of them are done when the holidays are done or even before. So don't sleep on it. No lo consultes con la almohada, an expression we looked at yesterday, to sleep on it. All right, amigos, we're going to look at a lot of expressions today, a lot of vocabulary, and most of all, we're going to have tons of fun. So let's kick off with our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It's our pop quiz here on the show with no name. And just remember, if you want to learn English, we look at something every day, something different every day, and it's always something from our Von Tienda. Today, we're taking a look at something from Essential English. This is a masterpiece. It's exactly as the title implies. It's that English you need to know, that essential English, el inglés imprescindible para situaciones cotidianas, and you can pick it up for under $26. Eso es menos de 26 euros. It's $25.95 here. In fact, I'll share the link with you. Always makes life easier when it's clickable. Cliqueable, you say? Clickable. So there you go. Now you can pick it up on your own. It's just one click away. You've got over 3 hours of audio, and we're going to hear some of it right now. So everybody, pay close attention, and then afterwards, I'll have a challenge or two for you. This is Essential English, el inglés imprescindible para situaciones cotidianas. It's available at vontienda.com.
Traveling. Pista 39. Means of transport. En ferry. By ferry. En barca. By boat. En barco. By ship. En tren. By train. En autobús. By bus. En avión. By plane. En coche. By car. En bicicleta. By bike. A pie. On foot.
So, Sarah, when are you going on holiday?
I'm going on holiday on Friday.
Wow. And where are you going?
Well, I'm going to Ireland, I'm going to France, I'm going to Italy, and then I'm going to Greece.
What? You're going to Ireland, you're going to France, you're going to Italy, and then you're going to Greece.
Yes, that's right. First, I'm going from England to Ireland by ferry. Then I'm going from Ireland to France by ferry again.
Okay, from Ireland to France by ferry. All right?
Yes, then I'm going from France to Italy by train. Then I'm going on a cruise around the Mediterranean. I'm going to Naples, Santorini, Athens, and Mykonos.
Wow. What an amazing holiday.
Yeah, I can't wait. What are your holiday plans?
I'm going to Sweden and Norway.
Really? Wow. When are you going?
I'm flying to Sweden on Monday, and next Sunday I'm going from Sweden to Norway by bus.
Practice time. Forma frases con to be going from, to, junto con, by y el medio de transporte. 1. Yo, Inglaterra, Portugal, barco. I'm going from England to Portugal by ship. 2. Ella, Marruecos, España, ferry. She's going from Morocco to Spain by ferry. 3. Nosotros, Noruega, Suecia, autobús. We're going from Norway to Sweden by bus. 4. Él, Estados Unidos, México, tren. He's going from the US to Mexico by train. 5. Nosotros, Irlanda, Francia, ferry.
We're going from Ireland to France by ferry.
6. Ella, Italia, Grecia, autobús.
She's going from Italy to Greece by bus.
7. Ellos, China, Rusia, avión.
They're going from China to Russia by plane.
8. Nosotros, Nápoles, Roma, coche.
We're going from Naples to Rome by car.
9. Yo, el hotel, la estación de tren, a pie.
I'm going from the hotel to the train station on foot.
10. Ellos, Londres, Brighton, bicicleta.
They're going from London to Brighton by bike.
Aplica lo aprendido en otras situaciones. 1. ¿Qué haces la semana que viene?
What are you doing next week?
2. Vamos al cine el viernes.
We're going to the cinema on Friday.
3. Mi hermana viene este fin de semana.
My sister is coming this weekend.
4. Ella llega el sábado.
She's arriving on Saturday.
5. ¿Trabajas mañana?
Are you working tomorrow?
6. He quedado con un amigo esta noche.
I'm meeting a friend tonight.
7. ¿Quién viene a la conferencia?
Who's coming to the conference?
8. ¿Cuándo te vas?
When are you leaving?
9. Se van el domingo.
They're leaving on Sunday.
10. Visito a un cliente mañana.
I'm visiting a client tomorrow.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, folks. Weekend Town, one of our new initiatives. It actually just came out this year. So there's something positive that came from 2024, folks. Weekend Town, for those of you who want to do a Vaughan Town, but you can't find a week in your busy schedule, we've got you covered. It's new. It's awesome. It's Vaughan Town's little cousin, Weekend Town. And if you want more information about Weekend Town or any of our amazing initiatives, go to grupovaughan.com. That's right, folks. And make sure you're following Vaughan on social media as well. Follow Vaughan, follow my colleagues as well on social media, because many of them are tweeting and posting English stuff. I have to admit, I'm not. I'm just kind of at a point right now where I don't want to feed the machine. You get what I'm saying? Because like social media, I don't know if you guys know, if you have an account where you do one thing, which in my case is English. Well, sometimes you feel like obliged. You wake up and you're like, what am I going to post today? And it becomes almost like a duty, un deber, a chore. And we don't want that. Remember, I always say that with English. The moment it becomes a chore, we're doing it wrong. So I'm taking a little break. It doesn't mean I won't post anymore, but I have been posting on my hobby account, which thank you to all of you who followed me there. I post 2 or 3 times a day. But you see, the difference is I'm doing it because I want to, not because I feel like I have to, right? So don't follow me. Don't follow me. At least right now, you'll be disappointed because really I'm not posting any English content. As I said, I'm taking a break, maybe for good. Quizá para siempre. I'm not going to close my social media accounts, but you'll see I'm quite inactive on my Twitter, my Facebook, and my Instagram. The English, the Alberto Alonso one. So I'm sorry, but again, as long as I explain it to you, I'm sure you'll understand. Nobody wants to feel like I've got to do this, because then it takes the fun out of it, right? Whereas on the other account, I feel like, oh, I want to talk about Shambhala, or I don't know. It's a hobby for me, and English is a job, right? It's my work. So, hey, you need hobbies, and the more the better, right? The more the merrier, as we say. And that's a great one that we use during the holidays. Merry Christmas, right? You know that one. So the more the merrier, cuanto más mejor. We usually use that when we're talking about like a party. So Elena says, hey, Alberto, my cousin's in town. Can she come to your Christmas party? And I said, yeah, Elena, the more the merrier. Bring her along. Que venga, que venga. So now the only thing the more the merrier doesn't work with is, I don't know, taxes, impuestos, bills, facturas. Okay, in ese caso, the more the merrier is not applicable. But with friends and good vibes and things like that, it's definitely applicable. All right, well, amigos, we're taking a look at means of transport over here. Let's review some of these just to see if you know them. All right, coche, easy. Car. I know how to say it in Italian, too. The name in Italian is brilliant. La macchina. You guys call it, am I right, Laura? La macchina, you call it. The machine. I love it. It's a great name. What do you call a machine, then? Que llamáis una máquina que no sea un coche. But I remember learning that when I was in Sardinia. I went to Sardinia, and I, the girl said, va fa le macchina. And I was like, macchina? I understood macchina. She goes, well, this is the macchina. And she was pointing to the car. And I said, oh, interesting. Then you've got a bus. So you've got car. I guess that's the most common form of transport, right? You've got cars, taxis, or cabs, which are generally cars as well. Then you've got the bus. Just make sure you're not saying bus. ¿Y cómo llamamos un bus de estos que es más de lujo, menos interurbano y más los que vas de viaje o de turismo? Do you know what these buses are called? It's a coach, como entrenador. Okay, so those nice buses, los autobuses que son bonitos, que son más cómodos, those are called coaches. Also, when you're on a plane, if you fly in economy class, también se llama I'm flying coach. O sea, it's a good word to know. Even though it has to do with sports, it's also used when we're traveling as well. So airplane, that's my favorite mode of transport. Yeah, because the whole thing is an experience. Then you've got boats. If it's a bigger one, we call it a ship, right? So, for example, this summer, I went on the Disney cruise. You wouldn't call that a boat. You would call that a ship more than a boat, right? Then you've got trains. De hecho, hay una película buenísima. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Seguro que cambiasteis el título aquí en España. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin. It's a classic comedy. Then you've got helicopters. And I've only been on a helicopter twice, and that's more than enough. As much as I love things that fly, helicopters give me the heebie-jeebies. O sea, respeto, me dan miedo. Helicopters. Remember, se pronuncia en inglés esa H, helicopter, no es heli, right? La H no es muda. Helicopter, or we can also call it a chopper, right? A chopper. So then we've got motorcycles. The British call them motorbikes. We call them motorcycles, right? Y sabes, una Harley le llaman a chopper también. Bueno, mira cómo suena, right? Also because they chop them up. They're always customizing them, tuneándolos, so they're always chopping them into pieces. Then you've got an ambulance, and careful with this one. The biggest problem with this one, I hope you're not transported by ambulance, and more so in my country, but the U is U. It's not ambulance. It's ambulance. Say it with me. Ambulance. Then you've got bikes or bicycles. Mucho más fácil decir bike. Here's one that many people often mispronounce as well. Van. furgoneta, van. It's not van, it's van, okay? Also, we've got trucks, right? Los británicos los llaman lorries, a lorry. When I first heard somebody say that, I thought they were saying someone's name, because lorry in my country is a name. Oh, are you going to Lori's party? Yeah, I'm going to take my truck. Un británico decía, I'm going to take the lorry. I've got my lorry parked out front. So these are just some of the common means of transport. If you can, hey, maybe you can get escorted around in a limo. Si queremos decir, you can say limousine, pero no hace falta. You can just say limo, okay? Have you ever been in a limo? All right, so let's see what I've got for you then. I've got a couple challenges as always. The first one, voy al trabajo en coche un día sí y otro no. There's the first one. Voy al trabajo en coche un día sí y otro no. Okay? That's the first one I want to look at. The second one. ¿Te importaría subirte al tren? Está a punto de salir. That is number 2. I've chosen these for a reason. Okay? ¿Te importaría subirte al tren? Está a punto de salir. That is number 2. Number 3. Se llevaron su coche en grúa. O sea, la grúa se llevó su coche. Okay, you can write, what I want you to use is that word grúa, llevarse, okay? Now, if you've been to New York, you'll see that word everywhere on signs, right? Eso es algo que, something that I remember learning ever since I was a little kid from signs, because signs usually make sense. Like, I'll give you an example. I didn't know the word sortie. Sortie? Is that, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It means exit in France. However, when I went to Charles de Gaulle Airport y vi en todas las salidas ponía encima sortie, I said, pues ya tengo, ¿cómo se dice? Salida. And I think I told you the first time I saw that word in Spanish was in Puerto Rico, actually. I'll never forget it. I was going to the movies with my family in Puerto Rico. And I said to my mom, I said, Mom, why does it say salad everywhere? ¿Por qué pone salad en todas partes? Claro, yo pensaba que salida era ensalada, because I hadn't heard the word. So I was like, salida. Why is it? So en mi cabeza eso era ensalada. And my mom's like, no. Salida means exit. And then I thought, sure, salir. So they're not always obvious, but that's a really good way to learn signs. Because, well, signs indicate something, and you've got them all over. You can learn to say, how many times have you seen willkommen? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But again, when you go to an airport, you can learn like 4 languages, because all you have to do is look at those signs and apply a little common sense, or a lot of times they're even translated. Exit, sortie, salida, right? So don't underestimate the power of learning from signs, and signs are just a part of the world around us. But I've noticed since I was a kid, by paying attention to the different signs on the road, in an airport, in a restaurant, I was able to figure out the meaning based on the context. And as we always say here on the show, context is everything. It's everything. It's the difference between me telling you, oh, you had a nice vacation? Tell me about it. Cuéntame sobre ello, tus vacaciones. Or, oh man, the prices have gone up at the supermarket. Tell me about it. ¿Me lo dices o me lo cuentas? There, not only the context, but the tone with which I say it is just as important, right? No es lo mismo. Or, si te digo otra, que es así también, get out of here. Eso es lárgate ahora mismo. O sea, lo ves en mis ojos si estás mirando, lo oyes en mi voz. Get out of here. Salte de aquí ahora mismo. Fuera de aquí. But if I say, como en shock, like I'm surprised, get out of here. Calla, no me digas. So context is key. And remember, we always want to, we're not actors, are we? But we do have to put in that tone, because tone is really important. I can tell you how important it is in Spanish. The difference between an affirmative and a negative, well, in structure, there's no difference. ¿Vas a la playa? ¿Vas a la playa? Subo al final, right? Vas a la playa. Ahí no subo al final. La misma frase, una es pregunta, una afirmo. So, you know in Spanish the importance of intonation. All right, amigos, so that's your pop quiz. I can't believe it, but we've got to go to our first commercial break. We've got a lot of stuff to do today here on our final show of 2024. I hope you'll join us in parts 2, 3, and 4. And afterwards, you've got more with Jimena Holiday and all my buddies. So, stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. It is time for part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you'll get some time off, aunque sea unos días. Some time off es tiempo libre del trabajo. Remember, we don't say, I have 3 free days. No, I have 3 days off. Tengo 3 días libres. So be careful. De hecho, es tan común. You can say, I have off next Tuesday. Eso es, no tengo que trabajar. Tengo el día libre del trabajo o del cole. In fact, I was at my daughter's school this morning. So proud. Proud daddy. Watching his daughter sing in English. And I don't want to say it because it's not fair, but she was the best one. What am I supposed to say? But I really mean it. I mean, she was the one doing all the dance moves. She knew every word. And some of those kids, well, poor kids, no sabían ni una letra, you know? So, my amigos, proud daddy in the house. All our hard work is paying off. And so is yours. She's my student. You're my students. You're all in the same boat. And all of you are shining bright. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. All right, amigos, let's kick off the second part of the show with the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? Say what soundbite on the show with no name. Yes, say what soundbite. All right, folks. Today's Say What soundbite is a very popular actor. So you might even recognize the person's voice. But he's extremely popular. And he's been popular now for a while. You know how some actors come and go? This guy's kind of sticking around, which is good. Because I'm sure a lot of you, if you're like me, you've seen him grow up. I'm giving you clues, but not really. That means that when he started acting, he was younger. And now, well, he's grown up quite a bit. But either way, it's not important who it is. What's important is what's going on. Can you tell me what's going on in your best English? Can you tell me every single word this person says before the end of the show? Those are your challenges in the Say What soundbite. So, as always, I'm going to play it for you 4 times. Here it is for the first time.
Good evening, fellas. Is this seat taken?
No.
It's a pleasure to join you both. My name is Adam Grossman. I'm 6 years young. And this is my very lovely and very single nanny, Miss Lily. And she must be from Jamaica because she's making me go to bed at 8 tonight.
All right. Obviously sounds a little bit crazy, doesn't it? Well, yeah, it is. I can give you this. It's from a comedy sketch. So it's not from a movie. It's from a sketch, a very popular sketch that this guy was in, but he's also been in many movies. Aún así, no te estoy diciendo nada de nada. All right, let me give it to you a second time, and then what we'll do is we'll check your pop quiz answers, and we'll see what you guys have to say about today's final, that's right, 2024's final Say What soundbite. Here it is for the second time.
Good evening, fellas. Is this seat taken?
No.
It's a pleasure to join you both. My name is Adam Grossman. I'm 6 years young. And this is my very lovely and very single nanny, Miss Lily. And she must be from Jamaica because she's making me go to bed at 8 tonight.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. My latest book, it's called This Book is the Shit. It's available at vaughantienda.com along with my other 4 books and a lot of other amazing materials. In fact, any kids in the family, I've got the perfect gift idea. You've got the Disney Vaughn collection. It is out of this world because it's not just stories, and the stories are in English and Spanish. So don't worry if your English level is not too high. But there are also exercises. So in Frozen, you work on talking about the weather. In Toy Story, you learn to talk about sharing and things. So It is so practical, even for Disney adults. Yeah, los frikis de Disney que somos mayores de edad, we're called hay un nombre para nosotros, eh? Disney adults. Of course, I use my daughter as an excuse, but I love Disney and theme parks in general just as much as she does. All right, amigos, let's see who's with us and what y'all have to say. There's Laura. Laura says, good morning, lovely show with no-namers. Let's stop and smell the flowers. There's a totally native. Yeah, to stop and smell the roses or stop and smell the flowers es pausar. Hay que pausar en la vida. Piénsalo. Si vamos corriendo por la vida, no paras a oler. And you know who taught me that one? My dog, Simon. My late dog, Simon. And I remember I was always in a rush. Come on, Simon. I got to go to work. I got to do this. And he was like, He would take his time to do his business. Hacer caquita, smell the flowers. And then I realized this dog knows what he's doing. He's stopping to smell the flowers. Thanks for reminding me, Simon. And I miss you, buddy. Te echo de menos. So great idiomatic expression, Laura. Sometimes we have to stop to remember that. Great job. Chris Valrol says, morning, awesome show with no-namers. Hello, Chris. Welcome aboard. Then we've got Born to Iron Man. He says, good morning, Alberto and friends. Last live show in 2024. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you as well and to your loved ones. I hope all your wishes come true, not just here at Christmas, but in the new year and in the coming years. I wish you lots of health, happiness, and a little bit of money. Why not? All right. Health, wealth, and happiness. Thank you so much. Y wealth puede ser abundancia de cualquier cosa, eh? So we've got our Holy Trinity here today. Laura, Chris, and Born to Iron Man. All right, let's see. Elena in the house. Hello, Elena. Good morning to ya. She says, good morning, guys. Today's the last live show. Te doy la vuelta. En vez de show live, el adjetivo aquí es live, así que va adelante, right? So today's the last live show. Let's make a toast, un brindis, to the exceptional program, teacher, and show with no-namers. Let's do this like we knew this. Oh, yeah. Aunque yo nunca lo he oído así. Muchas veces lo decimos, let's do this like we never knew this. Como nunca lo hemos conocido, right? But I love it. The idea is to rhyme. You know, we love rhyming. All right, let's see. Laura says, yep, Alberto, la máquina. You pronounced it perfectly. And now you should know how to write it too. Oh, that's right. It's not written like in Spanish, con una Q. All right. See, always learning. Elena says, salute per tutti, belli e brutti. You see, Laura? Great teacher. Laura says, Buon Natale e felice anno. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right. Nuovo a tutti. Did you guys know something? My sister's name, you know what my sister's name is? Natalia. You know why? She was born on December 22nd. We have Italian blood. Me explico. Natale. There you go. Buon Natale. So I learned that word when I was really young because my parents said, do you know why we called her Natalia? Well, because in Italian, Natale means Christmas. So that was one of the first Italian words I ever learned. All right, let's see. Laura says, actually, it was Alberto who taught you that expression. Well, no, I said saluti, and it's salute. So don't take Italian advice from me. Hey, I think I get by. Believe me, I can tell you that when I was in Sardinia, I got by better than my friends who had studied Italian. Why? Because I just made it up. Me lo inventaba. You know, I just dove in. Me tiré de cabeza. I was like, well, si me equivoco. Y me hice entender. And my friends were like, Tío, You're destroying the language. I'm like, well, the girls seem to like my stupid accent. And they were like, es verdad. And at the end of the trip, the guys were all imitating me speaking Italian or some form of Italian. But again, it just goes to show, demuestra, that when you don't know what's going on, act like you know what's going on. And the worst thing that can happen is people find it amusing, divertido, gracioso. Now, were they laughing at me or with me? I don't care. I'm shameless. Cero vergüenza. So you can laugh at me. It's fine. You know why? The first one who laughs at me is me. So I have a sense of humor with my own self there. And I have zero shame, as many of you know. I don't have any use for shame. A mí nunca me ha valido la vergüenza para nada, honestamente. Seriously. Like, fear at least, por ejemplo, el miedo, okay, it's not everybody's favorite emotion, is it? But it's a big, fear, that's good. You should fear things, or else, you do balconing or something like that. So fear is a great thing in the right context, right? But for me, worry, por ejemplo, preocupación, vergüenza, they're two different. Now I have to convince my brain of that because we all naturally worry. But I've realized that worrying about things never helps the outcome. You got to do something about it, not worry about it, because worrying is a useless thing. Really, you should be concerned, but you shouldn't be worried. And if you're really worried, well, do something. Take action. But I found that worry does nothing for me. Does that and shame, vergüenza, two things that have never helped me in my life. Even anger. Mira la canción de Rage Against the Machine, Freedom. Anger is a gift. Claro, cuando ya te enfadas es cuando haces un cambio. So again, everything, even negative emotions can help us, right? If we put them in the right context and they help us to take action. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, planes, trains, and automobiles. Mejor solo que mal acompañado in Spain. No comment. Bueno, okay, it's very literal. We say porque tienen, they have to go home in the movie for the holidays and tienen que coger un vuelo a una tal. O sea, so in English, it deals with traveling during the holidays and some of the people you might meet along the way. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol participating in our pop quiz. She says, I go to work by car every other day. Correct. However, not the most natural way to say it. Y a eso iba. We normally say, yo sé que eso es como la traducción del español y es correcto, pero ¿no sería más fácil decir, I drive to work every other day? O I go to work on foot. I walk to work. O sea, vamos directamente con el verbo y te quitas tres palabras. Y eso es más natural también. So it's correct. I go to work by car every other day or I drive to work every other day. ¿Ves la diferencia? Como uno lo suelto sin pensar y el otro, it's a lot choppier. So I drive to work every other day or I go to work by car every other day. The next one, would you mind getting on the train? It's about to leave. Perfect. Would you mind con el gerundio, nunca con to. El error, muchos dicen, would you mind to? It's would you mind opening the window? Would you mind being quiet? ¿Te importaría bajar la voz? Right? So great job, Chris. You got that structure, which tends to be a little bit tricky. ¿Por qué? Porque en español, ¿te importaría abrir? En inglés, ¿te importaría abriendo? O sea, por eso, si no lo practicas, si no lo asimilas, you're gonna say, la tendencia va a ser ponerlo en infinitivo. Y no. Would you like to see? Would you like to open the window? Pero es otra pregunta. ¿Te gustaría abrir la ventana? Comparado con, ¿te importaría abrir la ventana? So great job, Chris. And the last one, his car was towed away. Excellent. TOW. Llevar en remolque. ¿Cómo llamamos una grúa? A tow truck. Bueno, la grúa de construcción is a crane. Pero la grúa que te lleva el coche, and it says in New York, cars will be towed. O sea, se llevarán en remolque si aparcas aquí, right? Se llevará la grúa, you say. But the idea behind it is remolque, right? So excellent job, Chris. Let's see, Laura. Laura says, I drive to work every other day. Esa, ¿ves? Menos palabras, menos sílabas. I drive, porque ya tenemos un verbo, conducir, right? So I drive to work every other day. The next one, would you mind boarding the train? It's about to leave. Perfect. And the last one, his car was towed away. Y aunque no pongas away, es correcto también. His car was towed. Ok, se lo llevaron en remolque. So eso se puede emplear con el away o sin el away. It's up to you. All right, the next one, Elena is participating. She goes, I go to work by, ves, no me sale. I go to work by car. Es que mucho, I go to work by car every day, every second day. Esa no lo digo, pero es correcto. Every second day. En mi país se dice más every other day. Y podemos reemplazar el go to work by car con el drive. Okay, I drive to work every other day. The next one, do you mind hopping on the train? That's a good one. Totalmente nativo. Okay, would you mind hop on? Súbete. Would you mind hopping on the train? It's on the brink to leave. On the brink, me encanta, pero sería on the brink of leaving. Lo único on the brink es súper poético, como súper, well, Elena, I know you're a poet, but on the brink is like we are on the brink of something big. Se usa más para cosas grandes, no dramáticos. But it works. It's correct. Again, one thing is it correct? And another thing is it natural English, right? But I love that you use that. We are on the brink of something big here. Okay, estamos al borde. It's great. Excellent. The next one, his car's been towed away. Nice job, Elena. Born to Iron Man says, I drive to work every other day. Nice job. Very native there. Totally native. I drive to work. Y fíjate, no digo to. I drive to work. Porque el to es importante en esa frase, honestamente. No, para nada. I drive to work. It's a throwaway word, as I say. Una de estas palabras que, hasta luego, right? I drive to work every other day. The second one, would you mind getting on the train? It's about to set off. You smell that? That's a totally native. Qué buena. To set off. A ver cómo lo traducen. Emprender, arrancar, set off, salir, partir, right? Irse, zarpar, right? Excellent one there. I love it. It's about to set off. And guys, by the way, I did that train on purpose because it's not get in the train, it's get on the train. And you guys, good job. So get on the train, get on the bus, get on the boat, right? Get in the car, get on the motorcycle. Bueno, eso tiene todo el sentido del mundo porque literalmente estás encima. So excellent job. In fact, one of my favorite comedians, George Carlin, he says, you know, the flight attendant is there saying, get on the plane, get on the plane. And he says, no, F you, que te den. You get on the plane. I'm getting in the plane. It's less windy in here. O sea, jugando con este uso de preposiciones there. But just think this one. Subirse is get on. Entrar en el coche is get in, right? Again, there are a few exceptions there, but that's the way English works. All right, and let's see. His lemon car was towed away. The only thing I would do there, y me encanta, if you say lemon car, I'm thinking el color. So si quieres decir una chatarra de coche, we would just say his lemon, sin el car. Porque ahí ya me da como que sea el color ahí. Pero me encanta esa palabra. Man, he's got a lemon. He's got a jalopy. Toma, you know this word? A lemon or a jalopy es un coche que vamos, que no va. Jalopy, a ver cómo se... Jalopy. No, eso es galope. I can't find it now, but jalopy or lemon means a car that is on its last legs, por decirlo. Great vocabulary, folks. Wonderful job. Wow. A lot of totally native English in there. So, yeah, let's see if anybody else wants to participate. We've got a lot of comments coming in here. Wow. Excellent, guys. Great to see you all participating. In a little bit, we're going to hear from you guys in our question of the week. We're going to be talking about our New Year's resolutions and, more importantly, how we plan to keep them, how we plan to carry them out. All right, let's see. Anybody else? Okay, I've got a lot of people participating in our Say What soundbite, but I'll tell you what, let's go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at that Say What soundbite. We're also going to take a look at today's homophones. We've got our homophones, we've got our Say What soundbite, we've got our spelling bee. We're also going to hear from you guys in our question of the week, plus music, movies. Let's take a look at today's Double Trouble and see if it's a hard one here. Today's Double Trouble is going to be a doozy. A doozy. Esa que te da problemas, right? So, but I have a feeling, I have a hunch that you guys will be able to figure it out. Yeah, because some days it's a literal meaning, and some days it's two idiomatic expressions. And today, it's two idiomatic expressions. So it's going to make things a little bit tougher. We're going to up the ante, subir el listón, when we come back. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the third part of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Welcome back. What a year it's been. Oh, my Lord. Let's hope for an amazing 2025 full of peace, love, and prosperity. And lots of friends. Lots of great friends. Because as you know, good friends are like family, sometimes even better. You don't choose your family. Remember that. We say you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. ¿Lo has pillado? Sacarle mocos. Puedes elegir tus amigos, puedes sacarte mocos, pero no puedes sacarle mocos a tus amigos. Well, I wouldn't recommend it. All right, folks, so much to do. We're going to kick off with our homophones. Then we'll listen to our Say What soundbite. And we've got Spelling Bee, Question of the Week, and so much more. All right, folks, you know what time it is.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, folks. It's homophones only on the show with no name. All right, let's take a look at what we've got over here, ladies and gentlemen. The first word is the participle, the past participle of the verb to be. So, be, was and were, y la tercera columna, that's the one. Okay? He estado, has estado, esa palabra. The second word is arcón, contenedor, cubo de basura. También en inglés británico lo podemos usar como verbo, como tirar a la basura también. Okay? So first word is the word estado, la tercera persona, perdona, el participio del verbo ser o estar. O sea, esta hay que saberlo, ¿no? Si quieres usar la estructura, ¿has estado alguna vez? You gotta use it, right? And the second word is arcón, contenedor, cubo de basura. También en inglés británico he oído también que lo usan como verbo. O sea, si dicen, eso es tíralo al cubo de basura, which kind of makes sense. I love that English, we can always verbify things. So those are your two words in today's homophones. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite for the third time.
Good evening, fellas. Is this seat taken?
No.
It's a pleasure to join you both. My name is Adam Grossman. I'm 6 years young. And this is my very lovely and very single nanny, Miss Lily. And she must be from Jamaica because she's making me go to bed at 8 tonight.
¿Quieres estar al tanto de todas nuestras promociones en la Vaughan Esfera? Well, now you can be in the loop. Puedes estar al tanto. Puedes enterarte de ofertas, novedades y eventos. Y mucho más. Puedes encontrar todo eso en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Eso es, en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Ahí tendrás toda la información de última hora. Guárdalo como favorito. GrupoVaughan.com/cursos destacados. And stay in the loop.
That's right, folks. All right, well, let's see what we've got. I've got a lot of people participating here, so let's see where we were. ¿Dónde estábamos con estos comentarios? All right, Laura has got something to say about our Say What soundbite, and she says, I heard an American man who's pretending to be a 6-year young child. He's introducing himself and his lovely nanny to a couple of people. And he's complaining about the fact that his nanny makes him go to bed at 8 p.m. Yes. Great job, Laura. Absolutely. Absolutely. Elena says, you hear an excerpt from a sitcom in which a loony comedian, loco, chiflado, strikes up a conversation. Entablar, you say. Una conversación, by the way. To strike up a conversation by introducing himself and then cracking jokes. Absolutely. He's trying to be clever with a play on words, right? Great job, ladies. Let's see. Chris, I heard an American man who could be impersonating someone, but deep down, he sounds a little bit annoying. Yeah, I think that's the character. yeah, that's the word. That's the word right there. Because a woman who I guess is not Jamaican makes him be a better I don't know what. All right, not bad, Chris. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. Give it up for Elena and Laura. They got the whole thing. Wow. Do you get the joke? She must be from Jamaica because she's making me go to bed. You're making me Jamaican. You're making me crazy. You're making me crazy. Jamaican. So it's a play on words with she's making me and Jamaican. And I think she looks, in the sketch, she looks Jamaican too. So it works perfectly, the visual part and the joke as well. Let's see. Chris says, now I see Laura, Super Laura and Elena's comment, and I understand why he was so pissed off. Did you all catch the play on words? ¿Habéis pillado el juego de palabras? Jamaican, Jamaican me crazy. She's Jamaican, Jamaican me crazy. Okay. Let's see. I'm going through the comments. I see a couple comments here. You guys, I love the fact that you're encouraging each other. I'm going to skip those comments though, and just stick to the ones that have to do with the content, or else we're not going to have time to do everything we need to do today. But great, guys. I love, really, the encouragement you give each other is excellent. Let's see. DMB Bravo says, I admire you all, you guys here. You have a good English level, con mayúscula English. I can't participate in these challenges because I'm not able to understand everything Alberto says. Little by little, buddy, as I think I told you the other day, it only gets easier. It doesn't get harder. It gets easier. So stick with it. And no, quédate con ello. And I guarantee, and not just this program. Again, remember, here's another thing. I'm the worst program to start out with if you're a beginner or a lower level. Why? Listen to me. I have a million things in my brain. 20 of them are coming out of my mouth at the same time. So don't worry because I don't speak English teacher English, right? I don't know what that is. I cannot speak like that because it doesn't come out. So you should have a little trouble understanding me compared to a typical English teacher accent. But practice makes perfect. All right, let's see. Elena's participating in our homophone section. She says the two words correctly. And she says, it's a homophone in American English, I reckon. All right. Let's see. Chris says they are homophones, but I don't know in the UK. Laura says, I'd say they're homophones. Chris says, now I get the play on words. It's really good. Jamaican. Yeah, that's one. Es una de toda la vida, eh? It's one of those like, no es lo mismo decir tubérculo que decir ver tu culo. O no es lo mismo ver una pelota vieja que una vieja en pelotas. It's one of those kind of, from back in the day. All right, well, let's say these words in our homophone section. The first word is bin. Have you been to the bin? ¿Has estado en el cubo de basura cerca del cubo de basura? Have you been near the bin? They sound exactly the same in my country and in a lot of England. O sea, la mayoría de británicos dicen bin as well. Have you been? But some say been. Have you ever been? And I was talking about this with Rob the other day. The most common one is been, right? But some people say been in England. Either way, there are 350 million people in the world that say been and not been. Y acuérdate, si es been, pues es un homófono de ABBA, right? He said he's never been to a bean field. O sea, ahí puede ser otro homófono, pero con otra palabra. So in American English, they sound exactly the same. I've never been to a garbage bin. And as I said before, the British say bin it. Bin it means tíralo a la basura. Makes sense. Just remember this. If you're going to say it in American English, we don't say throw it, tíralo. We say throw it out or throw it away, but never throw it, because throw it is lánzalo, arrójalo. O sea, hay que usar el verbo compuesto. Throw it away or throw it out. Excellent job in our homophone section. All right, let's hear from some of our students in Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
All right, folks, it's time for Question of the Week. The first person we're going to hear from today is someone who participates week after week, and she's been participating on this show since I can remember. So we're talking about since the beginning here, and it's your classmate, your friend, Anix.
Hey there, Anix here. My New Year's resolutions are quite simple. I like to take my English to the next level. So I bought myself as a Christmas present the Vaughan online course. And second, I like to get in shape. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, so I'm walking from home to work. I'm trying to do it every morning, and let's see. Okay, guys, bye-bye.
Anix, I think you were walking as you recorded that. That's what I call multitasking. Anix, again, you sound great. You sound confident, and that is a huge step in improving your English. Having that confidence to say, I'm going to speak. And I'm not going to be shy. And you do that. You do exactly that. And all the work you've done this year here on the Question of the Week and on the other sections, it's paying off. Está dando frutos. And that's great. She has a plan. I want to improve my English. She signed up for the online course, which I don't know if the deal is still going on, pero había un chollazo en el online course. And if you didn't get it, it might be too late. Now, I'm not sure. You can check it out over at grupovaughan.com. And also, she used a totally native expression there. She said, I'm no spring chicken. Ya no soy tan joven como era, ¿no? Ya no soy una pipiola, you might say. I'm no spring chicken. Well, that's great, Anix. Those are two things that are just awesome. And as I said, you have a plan for both of them. Okay, you're going to continue here with us on the show with No Name and with your other teachers, but also you've decided to invest, y poca inversión, because I don't know how much it costs, but I know there was a great deal where it was like pennies, basically, if you look at all the content you get. So, Anix, we're wishing you the best of luck. And the great thing about where you live, Valencia, I think you can kind of walk all year round. In Madrid, I love to walk. I try and walk daily, aside from going to the gym. But I've got to say something. Some days in Madrid, you got to be a little bit suicidal to take a walk. Like a day like today, for example, where it's really chilly out there today. And I'm a New Yorker saying that. So some days it's harder to take that walk. It's a lot easier to do in the spring. But again, if you're in Valencia, I mean, what a great... I remember when I went to Valencia, when at Vaughan we were doing La Universidad Internacional de Menéndez Pelayo, la WIMP, they called it. And I remember teaching in that program, and I used to get up early just to walk around Valencia before class. I remember I just loved the center so much. And then after class, I would walk to the beach, which was a little bit far. Most people, vamos a coger un bus. I'm like, I don't want to. I want to see the city. And Valencia, I think, I mean, based on my experience, is an amazing place to walk around. So wishing you lots of strength. I know you're going to take your English to the next level, and I know you'll get in better shape. I feel like that's all of us, too. I think we could all put ourselves, because when you're younger, your metabolism, for some reason, also, kids don't stop moving. Los niños no paran de moverse. As an adult, you have to make a conscious effort to move because, well, you're sitting in front of a screen all day or, so you've got it, Anix. You're on the right track with your English, and you couldn't live in a better place to take walks. And look at that. She's commuting to work. How do we say it? She's going to work on foot, or más fácil, she is walking to work. Great job, Anix, as always. Up next, give it up for Chris Valrol.
Morning, Shononamers. It's Chris Valrol. I don't usually think about specific New Year's resolutions because one of my goals is improving every single day without a plan. But sometimes I tend to ad-lib, especially in the domestic sphere. So let's see if I'm able to be more organized without getting stressed. How do I plan to carry it out? Honestly, I have no clue. But I'm gonna start, in fact, I started already, organizing my stuff. Once and for all. I mean my clothes and my tons of study notes. Afterwards, I will continue with the kitchen and the bathroom. It's a lot of work, but I hope it brings me peace of mind. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Shononamers. See you. Bye-bye.
Again, Chris, everybody could use a little more organization. No, a todos nos vendría bien un poco más de organización. I'm telling you, even the most organized people I know, you can always be a little more organized. And as you said, I thought it was great. It brings you peace of mind. I know it happens to me. When I walk around my house and it looks like a bomb has been dropped, my brain is kind of a direct, I'm like, I stress out. Okay, I'm a little bit maybe obsessive compulsive. Eso porque no está en su sitio. Okay, that's another problem. But really, who couldn't use being more organized? I think it's so important. Chris, you sound confident. You use some really good vocabulary. She says, I ad-lib. I wing it. Sobre la marcha. A ver qué pasa. To wing it. Just be careful. You said organizar. Pronunciaste la E de organized. Right? You said organizar. Ahora lo podrás escuchar después. Organized. Just be careful That's a word I've heard people mispronounce or say organizated. I've heard a lot of variations. So it's to get organized or, yeah, to get, o sea, se emplea con el get, que muchas veces en inglés, eso es el reflexivo, to get organized. So everybody could get a little more organized. And it's true. It takes time. It takes time, but it's a great feeling when you clean out your closets. The worst part about like your closets, the only one who knows is you. So you can be working all weekend on cleaning out your closet and getting rid of old clothes and donating them. And then your friend comes to your house and you can't tell. No one goes in your closets. So I feel like that's a thankless job, but it's also important. Because how many times have you done this if you're like me? Oh, I want this shirt, and everything falls on top of you. Yeah. So great job, Chris. Wonderful. You expressed yourself perfectly. All right, let's hear one more before our next commercial break. It's Elena.
Good morning, everyone. This is Elena. I gotta tell you, I don't have any resolutions for next year because I honestly don't believe much in those. What I do believe in is in taking little baby steps one at a time towards a challenge. And since I'm kind of a scatterbrain, I like to keep a teeny-weeny agenda where I make a to-do list, including some of the stuff I tend to put off, as well as some relevant things I need to do in the future as a way to remind myself of them every time I open it. And yeah, I don't know about you, but it gives me such a pleasure, satisfaction when I finally cross out and it's mission accomplished. So it's time to focus on the next one ahead. Well, at least it works for me. By the way, this is just an excuse because what I really wanted to do today is wish you all a happy holiday. And as they say, just try to be nerdy and save Santa the trip. Merry Christmas, everyone, and all the best. Thank you.
Wow, Elena, you sound great. All of you. Wow. What can I say except I am extremely proud of all of my students. I'm telling you, I have had thousands of students, thousands, not hundreds, thousands. And you guys are in the top percentile. As far as expressing yourself, okay, maybe la gramática, but I'm not interested in grammar. If you can express yourself, I don't care how well you know the grammar, as long as I understand you and you understand me, and you do it with confidence. Confidence goes a long way. Da para mucho esa confianza que tienes que uno tiene en sí mismo. But how does that come? That comes from familiarizing yourself. If you want to be confident with any topic, with any situation, it's familiarity, right? That's what makes you, like the first time I gave a class on the verb to get, I can guarantee I didn't give that class as well as I would now after giving that class hundreds of times. Okay, vamos a practicar el verbo to get. Why? Because I've practiced it over and over and over. And I've said, esto funciona bien, esto no. Vamos a ver estos ejemplos. Esto es uno que nunca has. So experience, exposure goes a long way. All right, let's see. Great vocabulary there. I'm scatterbrained. To scatter es cosas despatarrados por todos lados. So piensa si tienes el cerebro scatterbrained, despistado, atolondrado, right? Distraído. I'm scatterbrained. That's me too, by the way. Also, she makes lists. Now, seriously, I love making lists. Seriously, they call me Schindler. Okay, not funny. But it's true. And that feeling of crossing something off your list. Now, cuidado, tú has dicho cross out. Es correcto. I cross it out. Pero si queremos ir más específicos con una lista, it's on the list, so you cross it off the list. And that is a great, great feeling because once you've written it down, it's a real tangible thing. It's not just an idea in your head. The same thing when I teach you a new vocabulary word. If it just stays in your head, great. But if you see it written, Now the word comes alive. It's a reality. It's in black and white in front of your face. So wonderful job, really. When we come back, we're going to hear from some other students. Plus, we've got a lot of challenges up ahead in the fourth and final part of the last show of 2024. We are going to make every single second count. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Welcome back, amigos. Welcome back. This is it. The fourth and final part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Wishing you the best in 2025 and beyond. All right, amigos, we're going to hear from some more students in this part of the show. We're going to hear from Laura, Marisol, and Mario. Also, we'll hear our Say What soundbite for the fourth time, which Elena and Laura already got it. So great job there, ladies. Plus, we've got famous birthdays, name that lyric, and we're going to kick off with a really tough, no, odio esa palabra, a really challenging double trouble. But I know you will rise to the challenge of our rival. It's all in the music, folks. You want to learn English? Listen to music and look at the lyrics, or else it's hard to understand them. But a lot of times, if you listen to it and you look at the lyrics, well, then what happens is your eyes and your ears associate the word. Amigos, it's time for double trouble. Yeah.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, folks, here's your very challenging double trouble. Él está para el arrastre. Es lo que me ha puesto aquí, ¿ok? Para el arrastre. A ver, otra forma de decirlo. Vamos, que ya... We were saying he's no spring chicken, que ya está... no es el de antes, ¿no? Ya no tengo esa juventud que tenía antes. It says here, estar para el arrastre. You're too old. You're no longer useful. Now we know it's not true, but obviously it's something we say, right? Mi frase del año es la de Lethal Weapon, de Danny Glover. I'm getting too old for this shit. Te lo juro, es mi frase para todo ya. So, estar para el arrastre, no ser el que eras, ¿no? Antes. That would be a good translation. Él está para el arrastre. Pero eso es humo, poca cosa. And I don't mean literally smoke. Decís poca cosa, humo, right? A ver, otra forma de decirlo. I can give you a clue if you want. It's one of the most, it comes from one of the most famous movie lines in the world, that second part. Here, I'll give you the movie line without that part, okay? I'm no good at being noble. Yo no valgo siendo noble. But it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people don't amount to in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now, here's looking at you, kid. Casablanca. I mean, this line is in the movie Casablanca. Oh, and it's also in The Naked Gun. De hecho, yo lo vi la primera vez en Dispara como, aterriza como The Naked Gun, right? Dispara como puedas. You guys always put those movies in como puedas. So, famous words said in front of the plane, you know the famous airplane scene? Pues ahí dice esta frase, this idiomatic expression. All right, so let me give it to you one more time. It's él está para el arrastre. Ya no es lo que era. Pero eso es humo. Eso es poca cosa. No es importante. All right, that is your double trouble. Let me give you the Say What soundbite here. Here it is for the fourth time.
Good evening, fellas. Is this seat taken?
No.
It's a pleasure to join you both. My name is Adam Grossman. I'm 6 years young. And this is my very lovely and very single nanny, Miss Lily. And she must be from Jamaica because she's making me go to bed at 8 tonight.
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All right, folks, more information about that. Vaughan Town, Weekend Town, Christmas Impacts. Just go to grupovaughn.com or follow us on social media and you can reach out there as well. All right, since Double Trouble is going to make you sweat a little bit today, I'll tell you what, let's move on listening to some more New Year's resolutions. Ladies and gentlemen, your undivided attention for Laura.
Hey there, it's Laura. My number one resolution for next year is to make the most of every single day. I'm not spring chicken anymore. Time flies, and I want to be able to go to bed every single night thinking that I've done at least one special thing that day that has made me feel happy, proud of myself, or that has made me better in some way. I know it may sound a little bit selfish, but my plan to carry it out is to prioritize myself and the things that I like and that make me happy. If I'm happy, I'm sure the people around me, at least the ones who really love me, will be happier too. I take this chance to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a healthy and peaceful New Year. Lots of love, everyone. Bye.
And a Happy New Year. Wow, Laura. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes we got to look out for number one, como va la expresión. to look out, cuidar de sí mismo, look out for number one. O sea, en tu mundo, tienes que ser el número uno. And we say that too. Charity starts at home. ¿Cómo vas a salvar las ballenas si tú no estás bien? Right? Well, I'm saving the world, but I'm a mess. Well, a lot of people, it's a defense mechanism. In fact, some people keep so busy trying to help others, and they're in shambles. Están hecho un desastre. But really, how can you love someone else if you don't love yourself? I don't mean I'm the best, look at me. That's obnoxious. I'm talking about really know your worth, your value. And Laura's got a great plan. She's, talking about leaving her comfort zone, about investing more time in herself, prioritizing herself. Well, you know what's going to happen? As she said, her husband's going to be like, wow, your energy is amazing. Her daughter's going to notice it. Why? Because when you're happy, you can make others happy. When you're not, you're just going through the motions. Okay. So, hey, Laura, it reminded me of why I started my other Instagram account, because I said, I love roller coasters and I love theme parks, and it makes me happy to see them, to talk about them, to share them with other people. And so I did it. And I know the other one is the one that's my professional account, Alberto Alonso. But also, as I said, what good is Alberto Alonso if he doesn't do what he loves to do? If I'm not enjoying my things. And that's why hobbies are so important. And the more things you try, I've noticed, the more things you fall in love with, right? You don't have to like everything, but that means leaving your comfort zone. Like, for example, I never knew I was going to like climbing and rappelling. Then I took a free elective in college, in Universidad, and I fell in love with climbing and rappelling at these rock gyms. Now, if I hadn't taken that class, I wouldn't have discovered this new passion. So part of that is moving, trying to do things, switching it up, because routines are good, but routines can also be the devil, because then you just get caught in the routine and you're not challenging your brain at all. And Laura, I loved it. You used native vocabulary there. You said, like Elena, I'm no spring chicken. I guess that's all of us, right? So, yeah, te doy la expresión que me viene a la cabeza. You've got to look out for number one. Charity starts at home. How can you be a good dad to your daughter if you're not well, if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied? That doesn't mean we have to live constantly, everything should be great. No, that's not realistic either. But the more we do the things we love, the better we are, right? In our relationships, even at work, right? I notice it. I notice it all the time. Why do you think when you have a week off or 2 weeks off and you come back to work, you have a new energy? Because you prioritized yourself for a couple weeks. God forbid. And a lot of times we even feel guilty. Listen to what Laura said. Oh, well, I don't want to be. No, you have to. That's not selfish. That's being smart. Because if you're good with yourself, you're going to be good with the rest of the world. Laura, inspirational. No solo el buen el inglés, pero I think that's something that everybody could use. Taking care of number one. Now, some people, some of my friends, for example, that's all they do. Oh, if I'm good, the rest of the world is good. No, eso es el otro extremo, right? It means that you can't be good with the rest of the world if you're not good with yourself, right? And a lot of times we put ourselves aside to help others or to be there for others, to be a good friend, to be a good dad. But remember, Lara's going to be happy when she sees me happy. And you can't fool kids. A los niños no les engañes. Oh, I'm fine, Lara. She's like, no, you're not, Daddy. She knows. So there's no bullshitting with that, Excellent, Laura. Inspirational, to say the least. All right, let's hear from Marisol.
Hi, it's Marisol. It might sound like a small expectation. Nevertheless, one of my New Year's resolutions will be to learn new English songs. Some tricky ones, not just the ones for kids. And of course, trying to pronounce them correctly. My plan to carry it out will be to look for the ones that I like the most, write the lyrics, and repeat them out loud over and over and over. My goal is to learn one every other week. This December, I started with the Wellerman song by Nathan Evans. Here there is a rehearsal singing just the first part of the song by heart. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. The winds blew, oh, her bow wiped down. Oh, boys, my bully boys blow. Soon may the Wellerman comes to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all showing namers. Hugs and kisses.
Wow, Marisol, you're on the right track. I always tell my students that too. If you can sing in front of a group, then you can definitely talk in front of a group. And I've got to say, that was beautiful. If you saw me, if you're watching the video, I was swaying, meciéndome aquí. Excellent, Marisol. I'm so proud of you. And I think I speak on behalf of all of us. What an amazing year you've had. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you've participated in almost every single question of the week. So excellent. And music. What better way to learn? Because music is soothing. It soothes your soul. Es bueno para el alma. Y si encima estás aprendiendo inglés, it's a win. I mean, come on. It's a win-win-win-win-win. Every angle you look at it, you're winning, right? And actually, here's another thing. I don't know if you know this. Singing boosts your serotonin levels. You know these things that can make you get depressed if you don't have enough of these brain chemicals? Well, singing, running, 20 minutes of any kind of activity like that will automatically increase your mood. I know it, believe me, because when I was younger, I took Prozac. I was taking it during a difficult part in my life. And you know how I got off the Prozac? Singing an hour a day at the top of my lungs. And it made me feel alive. It made me feel awesome. All of a sudden, whatever was bothering me disappeared in my brain. And the power of music. And then if you top it all off with, I'm learning English with it too, you can't go wrong. No fallas. Just be careful. Very common mistake. You said expectation, right? Acuérdate, las palabras que son como EX, en inglés quiero que las veas como EKS, S. So expectation, example, eccentric, right? La K ahí, esto es un error muy, muy común. Muchas veces los españoles lo omiten. So make a list of words with X. Expectations. No se me ocurren. Example. I can't think of others right now. But if you practice that K in there, then you'll eliminate one of the biggest mistakes Spanish speakers make when speaking English. Wonderful job. And I didn't know that song. No conocía la canción tampoco. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got one more student, and it's Mario.
Hi, everyone. How's it going? I don't usually think of any New Year resolutions. However, in 2025, I definitely would like to spend more quality time with my family and friends, and not so much alone. Although I enjoy solitude, I think keeping and nurturing healthy relationships with people that appreciate you simply makes life a better experience. On a different note, I'm determined to keep traveling to new places, and in 2025, I have plans for a trip to Toledo, Segovia, and also Scotland, since I love castles, cultural heritage, and history. As for sports, I hope I can recover from an elbow injury so that I can go back to climbing soon. At the same time, I try to hit the gym more regularly. Yes, I'm one of those who feels guilty for not working out more. Anyways, Happy New Year to all the show with no namers. Best wishes. Bye.
Wow, Mario. First time hearing your voice. And you sound great. Mario, you sound confident. You sound great, and really good resolutions too. Because I know myself too. Sometimes I'm a loner. I like to be with myself because then I'm in control of the situation. No, there are no other factors. But we need people. We need our friends. We need our family, because that's when we really feel alive, right? When we have the recognition, the love that we get from others. Also, go into the gym. That's another thing. Not just singing. I said before, singing boosts your brain chemicals. Well, try running 20 minutes a day. See what happens to your mood. It's incredible. I always say the reason I go to the gym is not for my body. Porque haga lo que haga. The reason I go to the gym is for the mental aspect for me. Seriously, it just makes me in a better mood instantly. Just the fact that I got up and went somewhere and did something, that's a great feeling. And then when your blood's pumping, your heart's beating, there's nothing like that feeling. And it's great. You sounded great. All of you, thank you so much for participating. All right, it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, amigos, it's famous birthdays. Also, let me give you the double trouble. I just checked through the comments. I don't think anybody got it over here. All right. Well, Chris, no, but that small feet is a different word. Good effort. Chris made an effort here. But as I said, this one's two idiomatic expressions. The first part, él está para el arrastre. He's over the hill. O sea, ha pasado por encima de la colina. Está bajando ya. Piénsalo así. Si la vida es una colina, when you're over it, ya vas para abajo. Cuesta abajo. Piénsalo. Right? So he's over the hill. But that doesn't amount to a hill of beans. Okay? But that's a hill of beans. And as I said, this is from the movie Casablanca. I don't know how they translated it. He says, it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people don't amount to a hill of beans. Son poca cosa, no es importante. So the word we doubled up on there was the word hill, to be over the hill and a hill of beans. Let's take a look at our famous birthdays. Number one, this guy's last name is Colina. I just said the word. So his last name is Colina. He's an American director, producer, screenwriter who was born today in 1921. He passed in 2002. Some movies that you might recognize: Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Seguro que tiene otro nombre. But do you know why it's called the Sundance Film Festival? Because Robert Redford was in that movie, and then he decided to name it after that character. So, no sé cómo se llama en español. The Sting. It's another great movie with Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Also, The World of Henry Orient, Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. I love that movie. So that's number one. Number two, this guy was born in 1945, an American singer, songwriter, drummer, and producer. He was a member of the group Kiss. I said was, but he is retired now. But he's a co-founder and the original drummer of the group Kiss. And he established the character Catman. Remember how they all have that face paint and they have different names. And last but not least, this guy's last name is Colina too. Yep. You see why I did the double trouble today? O sea, dos famous birthdays que tienen el apellido Colina en inglés, que ya hemos aprendido: over the hill and a hill of beans. Well, this guy is an American actor, producer. He's been in many, many movies. He was in Kick-Ass. He was in not Kick-Ass, Superbad, right? I remember him as a kid in Superbad. He was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. He was in Knocked Up, que significa preñada. He was also in Moneyball. He was in The Wolf of Wall Street. Ahora te está sonando. He was also in War Dogs. Si no has visto la película War Dogs, it's good. It's funny, and there's action in it as well. And he's also been in How to Train Your Dragon. He does a lot of voice work, no? Both. So he was in How to Train Your Dragon, the Lego Movie franchise, and many others. And this guy is, man, he is on top of the world. He is the king of the hill. Bueno, y eso es su apellido también. All right, let me give him to you, because if not, we are going to run out of time. Number one, director George Roy Hill. George Roy Hill. Number two, Peter Criss, former member and original member of the group Kiss. And last but not least, Jonah Hill, el gordo de Wolf of Wall Street, que ya no es gordo. Yeah. Well, Ozempic, right? Is that what all the celebrities are taking now to lose weight? So yes, Jonah Hill. And that'll bring us to today's Say What soundbite. This is Jonah Hill on Saturday Night Live. Y tienes que verlo. Adam, busca Jonah Hill, Saturday Night Live. Buenísimo. And he plays like this big kid who's obnoxious, pesadísimo. And he goes, "Good evening, fellas. Is this seat taken? It's a pleasure to join you both." Ese típico niño que habla con todo el mundo, pero es un adulto. De ahí la gracia. "My name is Adam Grossman. I'm 6 years young, and this is my very lovely and very single nanny, Miss Lily. And she must be from Jamaica, because she's making me go to bed at 8 tonight." Here he is, Jonah Hill.
Good evening, fellas. Is this seat taken?
No.
It's a pleasure to join you both. My name is Adam Grossman. I'm 6 years young. And this is my very lovely and very single nanny, Miss Lily. And she must be from Jamaica, because she's making me go to bed at 8 tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of today's show. Thank you so much for being here today and throughout the whole year. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and yours. Love you, amigos. Ciao for now.